Hey everyone, John here with a couple more tidbits coming from the investors meeting Nintendo just held. Now before we get into this, people have noticed that Mario Kart Wii has sold another 40,000 units. How are you finding new copies of this game? What store is stocking brand new printed copies of Mario Kart Wii? Where are you? Who are you people?
Why won't you die?
They're out there apparently. Anyway, onto the financial briefing. So Nintendo noted that Switch Lite sort of conveying its own demand rather than taking away from the current Switch. The regular Switch cells are in grey and the Switch Lite is in red, and you'll notice rather than the Switch going down, it kinda just stays steady and in most places, goes up. So Switch Lite isn't taking away from the current Switch sales, it's adding to it. So since Switch Lite launched, Switch sales have more or less doubled in some weeks. Really impressive stuff. But are any current Switch owners buying a Switch Lite? Well, according to Nintendo's stats, 57% are buying a brand new system, and 43% are buying a second system. So yeah, around half of the Switch Lite install base are buying a second Switch. This will probably change quite drastically in the holiday season, but right now, most Switch Lites are part of a two-system household. It was also noted that women were a larger percent of first-time buyers for the Switch Lite, which does make sense as the system was largely targeted at women. So getting consumers to buy a second system seems to be a part of Nintendo's goal. With the Switch Lite, they either want you to get into the Switch family of systems or buy a second system. And onto Fire Emblem Three Houses, this very interestingly sold 50% of its copies in North America. A very big change from previous titles. Three Houses is pacing better than any prior Fire Emblem, even Fates, which came in 3 different versions. They also noted that first-party software sell-through is up by 53% compared to last year, which of course does make sense considering the higher install base. But partially getting away from sales, Mario Maker 2 has 8 million courses posted online, and those courses have been played 400 million times. In its first 13 weeks, Mario Maker 2 sold 1.5 times the amount of prior games in the series, and it is nearly catching up with Mario Maker 1. In fact, talking about first-party sales, between April and September, these following games sold through this much. Breath of the Wild 1.32 million, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe 1.91 million, Splatoon 2 530,000, Mario Odyssey 840,000, Super Mario Party 1.4 million, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu 1.22 million, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate 1.84 million, and New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe 1.14 million. I'm still really surprised that Pokemon Let's Go is selling so well. It's on pace with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and may even surpass them in a couple of years. As for how the title ratio of these sales are going, well 37% are titles released between April and September, whereas 63% are the older titles, which isn't that bad given the evergreen software. And also in Japan, the Switch family of systems is selling extremely well compared to last year. Well, between April and June it was actually a bit worse, but July and September more than make up for it. Look at the jump here. That's a 72% increase compared to last year. While North America's not as drastic, there's still a 25% increase and no drop, whereas Europe shows the exact same story. And while Ring Fit Adventure has no sales data, having launched in October, they did specify that many consumers who purchased the title day one in Japan, the US, and Europe are between the ages of 20 and 30, and a lot of them are women. And that's basically the entire gist. They do say they're planning to add more value to Switch Online, but I suppose we'll see exactly what that means in the future. It could mean N64 titles, or more games like Tetris 99, or just something really small, like being able to buy a sticker. Who knows what it means. But yeah, that's basically the financial briefing in a nutshell. So what stood out to you? Let us know down below, and of course be sure to subscribe to Game Explain for a lot more on Switch sales and other things gaming too. Until next time, bye!